Hey, Leah. Well, Leah, you're in here. I see you in here. The problem is that I can't see anything else. I'm glad you guys are in here tonight. I was just wanting to share some things here with fellow enthusiasts of life, if you will. And I tried to start this conversation a while ago, but it's not working. Technical difficulties, probably human error. I'll just say it's probably human error, okay? It's probably all my fault. So we had this conversation a few nights ago. The conversation that we had, it was pretty lively. We had like 14, 15, I think, in the chat room. We were talking it up. It was fun. So I'm cutting a video today, and I noticed that, well, guess what? That video has been demonetized. Dun, dun, dun. And that's really sad because it's not going to make that much money over the course of the next few months. Maybe over the course of the next 6 months, you might make $2 off that. There's just not a lot to it. But it had been viewed, I don't know, 115, 116 times, and the average watch time, I never checked it, but because there were people in the chat, it's going to be higher. Your average watch time is going to be higher because you guys watch longer, even than people that watch the replay, and I can't watch a live chat replay. It's hard. It has to be really good. I made up my mind last year when I got booted from the partner program and then reinstated in the partner program because they had changed the terms. No big deal. 3 months later, I was back in the partner program and I'm there and then some now. It's no big deal. The problem that I have with it is I have no idea what we said that wasn't advertiser friendly. They have a right to tell people who can and can't, what you can and can't say. And advertisers, if they're going to spend money on what you're cranking out, and they have spent money on what I'm cranking out on other videos, I'm very grateful. It's not like there's somebody sitting on the other side of the screen and going, I don't like the conversation they're having. And that sounded a little like Yoda. I'm not sure exactly why, but anyway, the person at YouTube, they must sound like Yoda. Anyway, there is nobody behind the screen unless you request a review. And that's the part that I kind of wanted to talk about. If you're a YouTube creator, this is probably going to be very beneficial to you if you're watching this in the future. Because it's not that I'm disappointed or angry at YouTube. I'm not. It's that I would like to make better videos in the future, that I never have to worry about this. I'd like to know what kind of live streams we have. Yoda will teach us. He will. I'm sorry, Michael. You just had me totally sidetracked right there. And I do the worst Yoda, but still, the whole need Yoda for tech you do. Yes, I do. I have a Yoda. His name is Cody Sanders. But Yoda is on Dagobah right now, which is aka Knoxville, and he's not here, and he should be here. And Cody, if you're watching this, you should be here. That's all I'm gonna say. I miss you, man. Cody and I do really well live streaming together. It was like a lot of fun when he was here, and Anna and Crystal, and it was just great. Well, but the point I'm trying to make about all this is that it's frustrating because some of you guys were in that chat the other night. If it has to do with the topic, it could have been the thumbnail. The thumbnail was a bit snarky. We have Carolyn tonight as the engineer, and she's trying to help me stay on my diet, and it's not working because if I could have a chocolate bar right now, I promise you I would hurt somebody over a chocolate bar. Now that's worth demonetizing me on. But it would be nice to know why you're getting demonetized, like maybe just a timestamp or a series of codes that you could look up the codes and kind of get what it is. The way it is right now, it's so vague. Okay, well, what did we do? So I went back and just scrolled through it because I was right in the middle of cutting another video about YouTube. And it's very complimentary about YouTube, and it talks about YouTube changing, and some YouTube creators have to clean up their act a little bit, and it's very pro YouTube. It's not negative at all. It's very for YouTube. And then this happens, so it's like, okay, is it a sign? Is this one of those things where, reconsider what I was going to put out about my first few years here on YouTube and what that's like? I don't know. It's just weird. I know that you guys were in there. What do you remember about the conversation that we had? I know this was spontaneous. We had a great turnout for the last one, in my opinion, for this channel. Hey, those of you guys that were here, what do you remember about that live stream? What do you remember about it to where it would be something that YouTube would, or the YouTube algorithm? Again, it's not somebody at YouTube. It's not YouTube the person. There is nobody named YouTube. But what about it would get it demonetized? So I thought, well, maybe somebody complained. Maybe somebody hit the flag, or I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no idea. This situation here is more like, man, we were just talking, and I didn't hear any hate speech. I deleted 3 or 4 comments that came through there, but they were from people that have not been in our chat before. And if they're subscribers, I didn't remember to look them up later. They were probably behaving the way they do in all chat rooms, where they go in and they talk to the creators and stuff. They probably behaving the same as they do in any of those rooms. But in this situation, it's like we were giving factual information and discussing a factual event There was no embellishment. Hey, what's up, Dennis? Well, Dennis, what we were talking about is that the conversation that we had, you were here and a few other people were here, the conversation that we were having the other night, 24 hours after, maybe 36 hours after that this video was archived and put it back on the channel, it was demonetized. And it said that it wasn't advertiser friendly, and that's only happened to me a few times. It doesn't happen much at all because my content is pretty gravy. It's pretty sugar. It really is. I don't make videos that are controversial. But obviously our chat was. I'm not mad at YouTube. YouTube's a private company. They have a right to make money. I'm a capitalist, man. They can do whatever they want to do. It's a matter of just wishing, like anybody would wish in their job, that when their employer or somebody that they're in business with, because again, I don't work for YouTube. I'm in business with YouTube, like all the thousands of other creators. You know, you gotta make it plain on what the parameters are there. But still, I'm not mad about it. Just trying to figure out how to avoid that. How do we avoid that in the future? Can it be avoided in the future if you want to talk about current events? I'm not sure that it can. Leah Golston says, it's probably because you blocked somebody for something they typed. It may be. I don't know. Dennis said that. Then Mike said, the MAGA hat topic could be offensive by some due to the fact that people already have their perception because of what was on the news, and we offered truthful alternatives. But you know, it might, probably. But the problem with that is that, again, that would have had to have been manually, and it wasn't what I call the total demonetization. Like, that particular video can still play on YouTube Red, and I'd get paid. It's fine, which is weird. If you have YouTube Red, it's great. You know, you don't have to worry about advertisements and all that. It's great. It's like $10, $11 a month or $8 a month. I can't remember. It's worth looking into. If you watch a lot of YouTube, it's worth it. If you're a YouTube creator, you should have it because trust me, it saves a lot of time. And so YouTube creators get paid when you watch those too. It's great. Yeah, Juan Thomas, good to see you, man. I saw a message that you wrote. Juan says, YouTube need to make and give people a list of things. Otherwise, people are blind in some cases. Yeah, I mean, it would just be better that way. Leah, what did you find? Conversational issues and sensitive events. Video content, the features or focuses on sensitive topics or events, including but not limited to war, political conflicts, terrorism, or extremism. Okay. Death and tragedies, sexual abuse, even graphic imagery is not shown, is generally not suitable for ads. For example, videos about recent tragedies, even if presented for news or documentary purposes, may not be suitable for advertising given the subject matter. I know exactly where you found it, because you're right, that is in the... And if they're looking for keywords to demonetize, that would be one of them. And Mike says, I blame it on Russia. Here's the bottom line, that what is really aggravating for smaller YouTube creators like I am. My channel, believe it or not, I know this is hard for you guys to believe because we're all close friends here. My channel isn't getting 1,000 views per video yet. We've had some videos blow up. I mean, we've got like, I don't know, 15 or 20 videos that have done very well for us. But a lot of our videos, they do okay. I was scrolling through there the other day and didn't realize how many videos that we had like over 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 views, and I'm really grateful for that. But we also have a lot of videos that barely have 100 views still, So if you appeal the decision, and you say, hey, I want a human to look at this because this should not have been demonetized. This was just current events. We were just talking. You have to have 1,000 views on that video before they'll look at the appeal. So that's kind of frustrating because you're looking at that and you're saying, wow. And you don't get to collect any money while it's under appeal. That's the way I've understood it. So it's not like they reimburse you for that time lost if you've had 1,000 people watch 8 hours of that video. So yeah, and I guess from their standpoint, that's a way to make sure creators stay in line and play within the color within the lines. And I understand that too. And especially, I started watching YouTube in 2013, like a lot of YouTube, not just occasionally watching a cat video or something somebody sends you, but actually watching and being a part of a community or two on YouTube and getting involved with stuff. Man, if you go back to 2013 and before, there's some crazy stuff. There was some crazy stuff on YouTube. And that was also during the Wild West of YouTube after 2006 or 2007. There was about a 2 or 3 year time period where, man, there were movies on YouTube that were at the theater. Like somebody snuck their camera in and they'd throw it up on YouTube. And, I know YouTube had to stop that. I totally understand that. Of course, their top 10 list of these videos were just freaky. I mean, freaky people. It was like this one dude with mannequins in his house and weird music, and man, it was like, this is worse than scary movies. It was crazy. Well, I saw that the other day. I saw the same video the other day. Most of those YouTube channels where the freaky videos came from, they're gone now. And so YouTube's gone, and they've cleaned up a lot, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad it's more kid-friendly. Like, there's a YouTube app now for kids, that's filtered, and they're getting better at that. It wasn't perfect when it came out, but it's better now. But this is just one of those things where I think about our conversation that we had, and everybody's, enjoying themselves in the chat room, and we're talking about something serious, but we're keeping it light. I went back and listened to what I said about the different players involved with that situation, and I was pretty negative. But Leah, what you were saying is the truth. It's crazy. Mel Johnson says it could be Q. Mel, what do you think about Q? Does anybody ever keep up with Q and that whole deal about QAnon? So QAnon, see, Mike Golson said, wow, my mind immediately went to Q from Star Trek The Next Generation. Mike, have you not heard of Q? Oh my goodness. Q is like this inside entity in the White House who speaks in code. I never bit into it. I never got into Q. I never believed it. That it was a real source. I don't think we could let that happen. I think we would have to put a stop to that quickly. You wouldn't want that even if it's on your side. I know Trump's different, and he has Twitter and he has this, but I think that's something the Secret Service would take care of in a heartbeat. I think, I don't know, I might be wrong. If it isn't communicated on Mike's alien radio, he doesn't know about it. What's this, Mike? What is this alien radio, Mike? What is this strange contraption you speak of? Alien radio. What I need to do next time is edit out all of the serious stuff and just insert cartoon noises when we're talking about something serious. That would be hilarious. You ever heard of the Dickens villages? You remember those little houses? Well, I've got some of those. And the lights that plug into the back of them, that's what I use for backlights right now, because I've got this stuff that I'm going to get for a studio to where this doesn't look so grainy and ugly. But it did make a difference. You can tell the lighting is off. That's interesting. See, Mike says, I have a shortwave radio that I listen to sometimes. Does it repeat a sequence of numbers that only you can hear? I'm just asking. Just throwing it out there. And here's the other thing is that I would love to make science fiction stuff like with Christian metaphors. The problem is that I think that people in the sci-fi world would get the metaphor. I don't think a lot of Christians would. That's sad. I said that because of the numbers and then I thought of Lost. So that's how brain association works there. Michael Golson says, I have picked up everything from number stations, sky and air transmissions, and foreign music channels. Yes. Mike, we've got to do a YouTube video about this. Where has this been? That is awesome. I wanted to make one of those things, and now I'm going to feel really stupid because I wasn't prepared for this live stream. I just wanted to get on here and gripe a little bit. But I wanted to make one of those things that they seem pretty easy to make, where you can actually send some type of electric signal up, and it seems really easy, and actually get a signal back when certain things pass overhead. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh, I wish I could remember what that's called. But it looked really cool. I thought I could do that. I'd probably electrocute myself, but if I could live through that process, whatever this thing would be really cool. Where it's actually it's an extension where you can listen to live meteors that pass over. And that's really cool. In fact, if you guys will stick around, what I'll do. Can you guys see that? I am now that guy. But do you guys see what I'm talking about right here? Carolyn's looking at me like I'm crazy now. So what this thing is like and everybody can see it. It has 3 different locations where they send up this electric signal, and they know every time a meteor passes. So every time a meteor passes over, you get this little bleep or blip or whatever. And yeah, weirdos like me will sit and watch this for hours because we don't have a life. I'm just kidding. I have a life. I have a great life. But I'm just saying, you got to be a little weird to sit and do this. But it's legit. It's real. I looked into it. But I just think that that's the neatest thing in the world, that you can just sit and do that. And so I'm wondering how many people we lost in the stream when I did. Oh, we didn't lose anybody. Mike says yes. Everybody's yes. Dennis Jackson, yeah. I'm telling you, it's great. I'm going to put the link down here in the chat. You guys, I'm telling you, it's a blast. And then I've also got this thing. Okay, now this one here is, y'all are going to really make fun of me on this one. This is probably going to get me... when people, there's one, did everybody hear that little beep? The little beep there. No, I just don't sleep, Mel. I just don't sleep. I just don't sleep. I think I probably sleep 5 hours a night, Carolyn, give or take, something like that, depending. So what I'm going to do now is turn that junk off. Oh, but I forgot it's going to keep that in there. Okay, so National UFO Reporting Center. Now, before you guys think I'm crazy, okay, it should be on there any second. There you go. The National UFO Reporting Center. The fun part about this website here is you can look and see, like, where the UFOs have been reported near you and which year. That's all I'm going to say about that, but you'd be surprised. It's really funny, and some of the stories are funny, and it's entertaining if nothing else. This was Mike Lee, if you remember when I taught the science fiction, Christianity and science fiction class at Abba's house. We may have spoken about this. I don't remember, but I spent, I don't know, an entire, I think 10 or 11 months studying the UFO phenomenon, but literally, like, really studying, going through document after document after document, but not necessarily the UFO as much as alien abductions, to get a gist for what kind of people claim that they're abducted, and kind of trying to extrapolate some statistics there. And that's where I found out that you don't find too many evangelical Christians that have been abducted. Now, I had somebody actually commented the other day on one of my videos, and it was about UFOs and Christianity, and they said, well, they had seen a UFO. Now, I'm not talking about seeing a UFO. I'm talking about being abducted by aliens. Big difference. Huge difference. Because a UFO is, UFO. But it's different. It's a lot different to say that and that they actually came to get you, And so this person, I was really grateful that they left a comment, but I didn't want to make anybody think that it was something's wrong with you for seeing a UFO. And I don't think I said that in the video, but I can see where somebody could easily misunderstand that. It's really funny that the alien encounter or the alien abduction is so much like what people experience in hauntings and things like that. That's when Leah, you and Mike, we got together and started talking. Mel said, "I'm getting a report of a UFO in Harrisburg, Virginia right now." Exactly. My wife actually looked up like, huh? Because Mel, you got to understand, we're 2 hours from D.C. We're down the road from I don't know how many government agencies here. The farm isn't far from here. If you know what the farm is, the Virginia Farm Boys. It's different here than, let's say, it was down in North Carolina. That's all I'm going to say on YouTube, where the Farm Boys will be at my house. But it's different here. There's a lot more. If you're going to see something weird in the sky, you're probably going to see it in Virginia. It's just that people in Virginia are just used to it, or they know what it is. Because like I said the other night, I think it's almost 40% of the people in Virginia work for the government. You got the Pentagon, which is in Virginia, not D.C., and I forget how many military bases they have here. But, this is Virginia's secret stuff here, man. This is where all the secret stuff happens. Pretty intense stuff. It's a lot of fun, though, the National Reporting Center for the UFO. And I know there's MUFON, and then I get MUFON and this one confused. I used to have MUFON up here. Anybody watch Tyler over at Secure Team? Anybody? Tyler over at Secure Team is a lot of fun. Major news networks. His channel's been all over major news networks. If it's happening in the UFO community, Tyler knows about it. Send him stuff from all over the world. Fascinating stuff. Most of it is, it's debunkable. And I got to where I was pretty good there for a while when I was really into this, trying to figure out what was going on there. And I guess I made a lot of enemies in the UFO community, obviously, especially if you watch my UFO and Christianity video. I would do that video a lot differently now, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I would love to do it again. I was watching a physicist the other night. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. And the guy just came out and asked him point blank, the interviewer, and said, "Do you believe in life in other planets? Do you believe in UFOs?" Etc., etc. And the funniest part about this was the physicist saying, I think about this, what he's saying. "I think it's possible for them to encode messages on photons from a previous universe." To me, that takes more faith to believe that than anything else I could come up with. But it would make great science fiction. And I like science fiction. Science fiction is fun. It's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or Sleeping Beauty, or Hansel and Gretel, except with aliens. Hansel and Gretel with aliens. Now, let me tell you, there is a pretty awesome topic. Talk amongst yourselves. What do you think? Hansel and Gretel, but an alien version. And in the movie, I'm about to crack Carolyn up. I'm telling you, she's going to spit out her starburst any minute. But I'm telling you, you change the names a little bit of Hansel and Gretel, and you give a hint, like the name of the ship is like the USS Gretel. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. And Carolyn's going to throw something at me. Leah says, we see a lot of fake photos in the paranormal community. It looks really authentic due to technology, but it's not real. It's getting easier and easier. I wanted to fake a UFO. And I did so on that video, UFOs and Christianity. And if you watch the analytics, when people stop watching, it's when when they find out that I'm showing them a fake UFO, they get really mad. It's not been seen that many times, but I made this little quick UFO thing to try to fake people out, and it did. Because people were just, Mike says, hands L and Gret L, running from the rich of diabetes. Oh, that's cold, Michael. You know I've got a video coming out soon about diabetes. That's the saddest part right there, the witch of diabetes. What is it that Cody calls me? Diabito. It's from Family Guy, I guess. But that's what my daughter Anna and Cody was calling me all Christmas break.
Christians, 274 views.
Yeah, so UFOs and Christians. It's on my YouTube channel. It's way back. It's when I first started using actual software instead of my iPhone to make videos. The hysterical part about that video, I think it is, it's only been seen 200 some times, and I'm thinking, I can't imagine why UFO people aren't clicking more of that. It's not been bashed or anything. It could be my tags, or it could just stink that really bad. I don't know. Who knows? But your older videos don't get picked up by the algorithm much anyway. So that would be all the more reason why I should redo it. Mike Olson said, because the witch fed them candy, of course. Yeah, you follow the same storyline as Hansel and Gretel. Like Hansel and Gretel, you'd have to start off back where they're leaving a planet for some reason and blah, blah, blah. And they wandered off and they shouldn't have. And what kind of a dad leaves their kids at home alone anyway? I'm just saying, who's the real problem here? Is it Hansel and Gretel? It's normal for kids to want candy. We flipped this story on its head, man. It's the parents' fault. Yeah. I don't know. Have you driven the Natchez Trace are you talking about Mississippi or over in Nashville, Mel? I might have that backwards. I know the Natchez Trace over in Middle Tennessee. Yes, I have. It's okay. It's cool. That part of Tennessee is beautiful anyway, and it's pretty cool. Leah says, they did make a movie similar to that storyline, right? Mac and Me? I don't think I've seen Mac and Me. Have I seen Mac and Me? That's probably a really funny joke, Leah, and it's just lost on me because I haven't seen it. If I'm missing something on Mac and Me, is it good? There are no good movies out. Yeah, Leah, it's terrible. Michael Golson says the only redeeming quality is that the new Mystery Science Theater, and I didn't get to watch the where they riffed on it, but I did watch a couple of the episodes of the new, I guess it was the new one. It was a few months ago and just rolled. It's been since I was in high school since I've watched that. It was great. Strong's Adventure says, dang, I didn't get the notification. That's okay. What we're talking about, Bill, is the fact that my last live stream was demonetized, and from there we went to aliens. Because that's what we do. Aliens and Ghost and the Natchez Trace. Bill says, I'm here now. Well, there you go. And that's what matters, Bill. Bill's got a great channel over there at Strong's Adventures. It's pretty awesome if you like food and you like to cook outdoors. He has, I didn't even know they had different sizes of Dutch ovens until I watched his channel. And he has like different sizes of Dutch ovens. And his little Dutch oven, the lid like you can tighten the lid and untighten the lid. That is so cool to me. That is so cool. I never knew you could do that. So, yeah, I don't have a place. You was talking about buying another one, Bill. And here's the thing: I don't have a place to use it now. I really don't. We live in the city of Harrisonburg. I mean, everywhere around us is country. The population density here is higher. So even if you're in the country, you see a lot more people than you do where Mike and Leah and myself, where we're from. You're from Texas, so I'd say it's about the same in Texas. And they are still digging on Oaks Island, so I think you're doing pretty good, Bill. Are they still digging on Oaks Island? Hey, did anybody hear about whatever happened to that alien-looking rock that was in the Mediterranean that somebody got the right to go and examine and look under? That looked fascinating to me, along with the alleged road that runs under the Caribbean that they say it's natural rock formations. I'm like, man, it really doesn't look like natural rock formations. It doesn't look like that to me. I'm going to see if I can find that one because they say it's natural. And I'm like, get out of here. Like, if they say it's natural, then it's natural. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to argue with science people? And it should come up any second now.
You got the recording center?
Mel's like, what's that? Yeah, I got the images up now on the screen. And Mel says, I don't believe it's natural. This is what they look like. And I just, for the life of me, I can't fathom how that's natural. I mean, I don't know. They say that your mind makes the shapes. What's that called? Somebody blow that in the comment. Para something. This is what happens when you don't prepare for your live stream. I'm totally blaming YouTube. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I'm sitting here scrolling because I'm forgetting that you're seeing my screen. That's how crazy that is. So yeah, so they're saying that Well, Atlantis, Leah says, yeah, it's Atlantis. I don't know that if it's, I don't know. 90-degree angles aren't natural. 90-degree angles aren't natural. No, they are not. No, they are not. But hexagons are. Explain that. Hexagons are natural. They show up in nature everywhere. Anybody ever seen the Saturn, the hexagon on top of Saturn? Real stuff. Real stuff. You can't make this stuff up. It's real. It's real. It's real. Is that there's a, there we go. Do you see the hexagon now? Is that not the craziest thing? You see it? Are you watching it too? Are you watching the live stream too? Oh, excellent. I've seen that. Didn't they say it's a storm of some sort? Yeah, but it's a hexagon. I mean, storm, whatever. You know, Illuminati, whatever. But it's a hexagon. I mean, look at it. It's like the human exploration of space. I can't even believe it's a conversation that we're having to have. To me, it's a given. Yeah, we're going to go explore space. And the fact that we don't have a vehicle, that we're just now getting back off the planet here in the next year is insane to me. Maybe that's a city that looks like Epcot at Disney. Hey, man, I love me some Epcot at Disney. Don't ever be making fun of Epcot at Disney, man. Strong's Adventures. Your engineer is supposed to be doing the computer stuff. Remember, you're the talent. Oh, wait a minute. My wife will kick your hind end for that. She's shaking her. No, I won't. No, she's well, we don't have it set up for that yet. You see, because what we have to be able to do is hook her computer into mine. So, because remember, I'm not using a separate camera. I am doing this in the vein of 2006 or 7. This is how YouTubers used to do things. Okay? What did he say? Mike said, God liked it so much he put a ring. Oh, man. I agree with you, though, Bill. We've got to figure that out. I'm doing a retro live stream, okay, or a retro. Do you remember John and Hank Green? Everybody watch John and Hank Green. If you don't, you should watch. You should watch a little bit of Vlogbrothers to understand the people who really pioneered community growing and YouTube in general. I don't agree with probably 80% of a lot of things that they do and say. I don't. But at the same time, the 20% I do agree with, or 30%, it's probably not 80%. But the 20, 25% that I would say, yeah, right on, is their ability to make people feel warm and welcomed in their community. And that was mind-boggling to me in 2013. And I said to myself then, with a broken leg on my couch, I said, wow, we've got to do a better job in the church world, because they were doing such a better job making so many different people from all races, all shapes and sizes, colors, making them feel welcomed and loved through this two-dimensional screen. And I was just blown away. Should have started this channel right then, and I let some people talk me out of it. Let's see. Strong's Adventure says, or Bill says, Mike, that's great. Leah Golson says, YouTube Windows 97 stuff. That's cold, Leah. That's cold. But yes, that's true. I missed something Mel said. We have a demand issue. Prices are coming down all over. Demographics. Demand issue. Prices are coming down all over. Demographics. Yeah. So back to Bill. That's what we want to be able to do is, man, if you guys hear the vision that we have is just, it's big. And it's the ability to go live anywhere with 3 and 4 cameras, with multiple angles, a drone, on the spot, everywhere in the world. And it's possible. And we are right now in a place with technology where if Carol and I don't do it soon, other people are already doing this to an extent, but not with what Carol and I do. And the ability to be able to take people, and I always use the Blue Ridge Parkway as a great example, because some of our most loyal subscribers will watch those videos before they'll watch anything else I do, because they love the scenery. And that's why we wanted to make YouTube videos. So when we're up in the Blue Ridge Parkway and you'll hit, let's say, Mount Mitchell or some of these other places, we were in a location there, I think it was Mount LeConte though, it wasn't Mount Mitchell, where we had signal. We had amazing signal up there, and it was great. We could have done anything we wanted to do up there, and we could have brought you, depending on what you were doing that day, if it was a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, you could have come with us for that moment and experienced that. We could have sat there and talked about it, shared with what we're looking at.